Hello, hello, and welcome to the show with no name. This is episode 20, and I'm Adair Palmer, and where's Theone? Theone's actually not MIA today. She is doing family duties and is at the hospital with her son. Don't panic. It's nothing terrible. He broke his finger about a month ago and he's had some surgery on it because those guys never do things by halves. And now she's got him at the hospital for a checkup this morning. And the only appointment they could get was at the same time as we were going live. So, Theone, if you are en route or sitting in the waiting room, jump in and say hi, not physically in here, but just, sort of play in the comments a little bit. And if you are not Theone and you're here, welcome. We have got a very, very special guest for you today. But first, I'd just like to explain for those of you who are new, the show with no name was dreamed up by Theone and myself, because we want to help people in our local community and we want to raise the profile and encourage awareness and support for what matters to you most. Now, I say local communities, and this could be locally next door neighbour, it could be suburb to suburb, city to city, country to country, or right around the world. And today we're going global. We are speaking with Jane Whiting. She's been on community TV with Adair before, and she is an amazing lady, a relationship coach and art of feminine presence teacher. She's been who has been an avid personal growth and spiritual seeker for decades. This has led her to become a senior student of the O&O Academy in India, which is world-renowned which is a world-renowned philosophy, wisdom, and meditation school. I will get it right. Jane's concern for the welfare of humanity drives her to spread the message of the Ekam World Peace Festival as far as wide as possible. So that's what we're talking about today. The Ekam World Peace Festival is a free 11-day peace festival that anyone can join online from the home. On the final day, there will be a group gathering here in Adelaide and in various countries around the world. I'm going to bring Jane in and she can share with us a little bit more about what's happening with the Peace Festival. Hello, Jane. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, hi, Adair. Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for having me back again. It's great to be here.
Really, really honoured to have you here sharing this with us. I got very, very excited when I was looking at the website, and I think it's amazing what you're doing and what people around the world are doing to pick up on the Peace Festival and spread the word. Before we go into that, I would just like to ask people if you are, and I would say most people who come here are seekers of peace, and to mytimetv.live. And if you're watching from one of the 50 channels of TV on demand that we are broadcasting through binge networks, you would be also interested in making sure that people that you know and love and would love to experience the peace movement hear about this. So please invite or share and make sure that people do. If you're interested in any questions, ask. We are live on mytimetv.live. We have shared this post to several different pages, and we are also in different groups. So if you are in the Women in Business Adelaide or in another community and on Facebook or watching us on another page, we actually can't see your comments. You'll need to click on, there's a link above, and come across to the broadcast itself to be able to comment so we know that you're here, which would be amazing. And we do have Jessica is saying, be patient, the world doesn't, the universe doesn't revolve around us. And I think that might be a comment for another show, but you actually, I would say that maybe the universe does revolve around us. So Jessica's not here live. I did see her make a comment when I scheduled the show yesterday. Jane, can you share with us a little bit about what it is that you are doing yourself, or would you like, should we show the video first? What would you prefer? Let's hear a bit about you first.
Okay, so what do you want to know about me, Adair?
Well, I love the energy that you've got, and I love what you bring to, and Kylie's saying hi. I love what you bring to the table, and as you know, helping people, and your spiritual, you said you're on a personal spiritual development journey, as we all are in one way or another. Some of us just are not that aware of it, but certainly, you know, sort of parts of the things that, well, what's led you to the O&O Academy, and then we can lead us into what that is and how that works.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you so much. Well, it's a loaded question. I think in a nutshell, I'm concerned about the world, things that are happening in the world. I have grandchildren, and I am really concerned about the legacy that we're leaving for our children and our grandchildren. And it drives me to do all I can, first and foremost, in my own life, to create peace within myself, because if I'm not at peace in my life, then how can I be a peacemaker? And also to spread the message as far and wide as possible that, for example, about this Ekam World Peace Festival, because it is a tremendous opportunity to contribute to peace in our own lives. Because let's face it, we all have stuff, we all have issues. There's always going to be problems and challenges. It's just how we deal with it. So the Ekam World Peace Festival it's not about social activism. It's not, although there's nothing wrong with that. I sign all the petitions too. But it's a movement in consciousness towards peace. And that is what will ultimately bring about a change in the world. Otherwise, you know, we just keep going round and round in circles. And I think we're at a pivotal point, and Krishnaji says this in world history, where we can either, you know, move forward into a higher level of consciousness, or we can, you know, fall down into the depths of destruction. And, you know, I think we really need to take that seriously and take responsibility in every way that we can, because we owe it to our children and our grandchildren. And, you know, we can't really wait for our leaders to step up, because that's not going to happen. We are the driving force. So yes, you know, we can make a difference. As individuals, collectively, we are the ones that will create the change in the world.
And we are, and I think that's where the power comes, is when it is created by individuals, because then it's like the grassroots. My background's community development, and I just go, this social ecosystem that we have here through using social media is just like it's like someone's just handed me this giant lollipop and said, go for it, you know, go make the world a better place using this platform. And it's really a delight to be able to be here and focus on that. But what I would like to do is I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to play a video, because you mentioned, now what was his name that will be here?
So the founders of the O&O Academy are Krishnaji and Preetaji. They're a married couple. And this is one of their initiatives. This is the second World Peace Festival. We had one last year, and it was just beautiful.
Beautiful. Fantastic. All right. So I'm going to put this solo. We'll find the video. So it goes for about 4.5 minutes, but it absolutely is well worth. I'll just put the audio on there and see if that works. Well worth having a look at, because it really does. He explains it so eloquently about what it is and how we can participate. So here we go.
Namaste. Ekam World Peace Festival is a movement in human consciousness towards peace. It is not peace activism. Ekam World Peace Festival is not angry people taking to streets and demanding peace. It is more than 8,000 peacemakers from every nation of the world nurturing a state of peace in their consciousness. They have chosen to be instrumental in world peace by contributing their meditation for human upliftment. You can be a peacemaker too and become part of this noble vision. If you and I want peace, We cannot pull up our sleeves and set about transforming society. You cannot change society and hope its citizens will become peaceful as a consequence. It has never happened that way. Peace begins with you. Peace begins within you. You become the center of power when you awaken to peace as an actuality in your consciousness, not an ideal, but as a living experience.
If you live with a peaceful consciousness, you will hold the power to heal your parents. You will hold the power to heal your partner. If you lived in a state of peace, you will bring up children who are peaceful. You would have created a culture of peace for your children, for your grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. If a group of individuals awaken to peace, together you can create enough momentum to push your entire organization to peace. If 1 million individuals awaken to peace, we can collectively lead human consciousness away from conflict towards peace. Individual awakening is collective awakening. And this is the mission of Ekam World Peace Festival.
8,000 Ekam Peace Energy Points across the world will become oases of peace. In these peace energy points, peacemakers will congregate day after day for 11 days. During the Peace Festival, powerful peace meditations would be live streamed from Ekam. Hundreds of thousands of peacemakers will experience a massive collective awakening to the state of peace. Last year, nearly 1 million people meditated for peace in human consciousness during Ekam World Peace Festival. They came from more than 100 nations. For many of them, this was their first awakening to the significance of peace. For most, this was their first and deepest experience of the state of peace. The ripples of this awakening continue to flow and be felt in their families, in their organizations, and in their communities even today.
The peace festivity has begun once again. This year we are likely to be 2 million people contributing to world peace, impacting the lives of tens of millions of people towards greater harmony and greater peace. With Ekam World Peace Festival, let us steer human consciousness away from war, from hate, from violence, from injustice and prejudice. Let us lead humanity towards care, compassion, dignity, and respect for all life. Let us join our hearts in peace for today and for tomorrow and for all time.
Okay, wow. Is that not powerful? Let me see if I can get a screen. Have I got you there?
I'm here.
Hello. Oh, wow. That was really, really cool. And I think we've had some comments. Ros wants to know if my spelling's right, and it's probably not, but that's okay, Ros. It takes a village. If it's wrong, you get the picture. Hashtag it takes a village, and we are a global village. So, and Effie's saying it starts with one person and then others will follow. So we want to be the change that we want to see in the world.
Definitely, definitely.
So let's go back to what you were saying around you having I don't know if you said it or if I read it earlier, that you were having a world World Peace Day, but you were doing an event in Adelaide. And I'm just going to scroll down to the bottom here because there are days where they have specific meditations for each particular aspect of peace. So maybe go through those, and when we get to the end, because that's the grand finale, isn't it? The culmination of the peace meditation. So are you okay? Just let's walk through what this looks like for
yes, I will. I've got it. I printed it off as well, Adair. So can I just start by saying, even though the festival goes from, I think, the 11th to the 22nd, the preparation has already started. So if people join up to become a peacemaker, there's a weekly call with one of the guides from India, from Ekam, it's about a 30-40 minute Zoom, is it Zoom or once on, via live somehow. And even though it's at 5:30 Adelaide time on a Saturday, they do leave it up for a bit. So you can watch it over, the next, a bit later if you want to. And they're absolutely beautiful. Like they're just bringing in, like last week's call was about wealth. Like who would think that how do you tie that in with becoming a peacemaker? Well, there's extraordinary conflict in the world about wealth and about the consciousness about how we go around making money. So they really understand the human psyche. So the calls are so beautiful. So if you sign up to become a peacemaker now
can I just say where it says here on the website, and the website link is above, your contribution to world peace. You can actually sign up here on the website, enroll as a peacemaker, peace energy point holder. Is that what we're looking at?
Yeah, so it gives you a choice. You obviously sign up to become a peacemaker, and then if you can bring a gathering together of 23 people or more, like we need the numbers to make the shift in global consciousness. It's like Krishnaji says that, like Ekam is it's a mystic powerhouse. It's been built on very sacred principles and sacred ancient geometry, and it's one of a kind. And it's been built with a sacred intention to shift consciousness of humanity, to transform humanity. So it has, during the 11 days of the festival, but there'll be about 5,000 people from all around the world meditating each day for world peace. And I will go through the various aspects of each day, the topic for each day. But the thing is that Ekam has been designed, like through the powers, the divine forces, that as people sit in meditation there, it brings about immense transformation in the people in Ekam, in their consciousness, and somehow or other that consciousness is amplified and sent out into the world. So that is what will be happening during the festival. So if you want to be a peace point holder, then on the final day, there'll be, I think there's 3 broadcasts for 3 different time zones around the world, where we will be coming together in groups of 23 or more and linking up with Ekam, so that we can be vessels for not only our own transformation, also for world consciousness and a shift towards peace. And let us not underestimate the power that we hold, especially an event like this, because it's exponential. The more of us that join, and it multiplies many, many times over. So here in Adelaide, I'm holding a peace energy point at Fullerton Park Community Centre, and it will be at about 4 p.m. in the afternoon. Now, if people in Adelaide join, I urge you to come along, or you can contact me, or you can contact the O&O Academy, although I do have to say their resources are very limited. There's not that many of them running massive global programs. So probably it's best to reach out to me, and I will find out for you whether there's a global peace point in your region, or I will give you the details of ours. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Last year it went for an hour or so from memory, maybe, and it was so sacred. Like, it was one of the most beautiful things I've ever done. It was unbelievable. So I really urge as many people as possible to come along, and, bring your families, bring your friends, tell your neighbours, tell your workplace, this is, as I said, it's a pivotal point in history, and we really need to do all we can to.
If he's saying our energy and power is extraordinary. And Roz saying it's a pivotal concept, and I think she's talking about, because that was she made that comment a little while ago, so I think she was talking about the idea of bringing people together and using the platforms such as these to do that. So I'm actually going to be back in Queensland at that time. So is there a way or a listing, or it's, I guess I could do my own, couldn't I?
I'm 23 people. Or
I'm sure I could. Yeah. So so I think that would be and so when I'm just trying to get a picture of how this happens. So when you've got your 23 plus people, and are they live streaming in, or are they playing a recording, or are you
live? It's live.
It's live. And is it like we would watch them or interact with it like we're doing now? Is that how that?
We don't interact. We don't speak to them. However, they are speaking. They are saying they light a peace candle, and every peace holder will have a peace candle. We all light our candles at the same time. And then we participate in prayers, chanting, and beautiful, what's the word? I've forgotten the Sanskrit word for it, but it's like a practice where we come together with a sacred intention and a meditation, and we visualize, pray, chant, invoke the divine forces for these different aspects of peace that I'll read out, that I'll talk about, because in the build-up, the 11-day build-up as well is a very critical point as well. I hope I'm making sense. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I know. I think it's pretty amazing. It really is. I'm just thinking that I could just see a bunch of us on the beach. I'm not quite sure how that would work technology-wise, but you could take a computer down there and stick it on. Something like that would be just awesome. So who knows? It's, I guess you're only limited by your imagination, really, aren't you?
Well, that's true. That's true.
I've dropped down the website now so we can have us on screen. But if you go to, before Jane shares with us, if you do go to the link above, there's a website there that you can go on, and you can register as a peace point or a peace. Now I've got to go back and have another look what it says. A peacemaker, peace energy point holder. And
one or the other. You can do both, or you can just be a peacemaker. Yeah.
You can just. Roz is saying, so they are leading it from that point where they are located and broadcasting to the global arena.
Yes, that's correct.
Where you said they have 4 broadcasts for different time zones.
Yeah, different 3, or I think it's three different times.
Mm-hmm. So that's
the global zones, and also that for that 11 days, as you mentioned, every day has a specific intent. So, for example, the first day on the 17th, it's the intent for the day, and the peace meditation is for racial discrimination to cease. And then the personal blessing for the participant is to receive a blessing to live with greater respect and acceptance in society. Now, in Adelaide, so, and then once again, there's an opportunity, but it's only at one time zone every day, to link up with Ekam and do the same prayers, chanting and meditation for that specific intent for the day. And that will be at 10:30 Adelaide time. And that goes for about an hour. And, oh, wow, it's just so beautiful. So then the next day.
Roz has just asked, what if we can't travel but can join in for that time of sharing the experience? Can an individual join in if it's broadcast live stream?
On the individual daily ones, the 17th to the 10 days prior, absolutely, that's for individuals. Then the final day is for the groups to come together, because that's where the power is. Like it's a understanding of energy that they need 3 people or more to come together to be channels and vessels to magnify this energy out into the world.
And Lois is here from Canada, so we have got a global community. How are you, Lois? Lovely to see you here. Thank you for joining us. Rod saying, is that for each day? And I would assume that what she's saying is you're not coming together as a collective in the 23 or more each day. That's only one at the end.
Yes.
And so maybe if we could go, just explain the difference between the the peacemaker and the peace energy point holder. So there's two roles that you could play if you wanted to.
So the peacemaker is someone who joins in the festival as much as possible. So they talk about a peace blessing, but you need to be a blessing giver to do that. So there's a peace meditation that you can do, a soul sync meditation that they give you for peace that you can use. And also you can join in the daily calls from the 13th to the 21st of September. You can join in the daily live calls. Or even if you can't join the calls, you can join in for that specific intent for the day, do a soul sync for it in a time that suits you. A soul sync is an incredibly powerful meditation where you merge with the unlimited consciousness, that field of unlimited potential. So, tremendously powerful practice to do. And then on the final day, it's the group gathering. So if you become a peace energy point holder, that means that you are bringing together a group of 23 people or more on the final day, which is the 22nd of September, to hold and to link with Ekam, to be part of that global link up.
That's beautiful. It really is. Now, we're just about out of time, but what I'd like you to, because we haven't gone through all the topics, but if you could just tell us what's happening very quickly on each day, then we can.
Okay. So the first day is for the ending of violence against nature, and the personal blessing is our homes will be blessed with a lot of positive energies flowing into them. September the 14th, for violence against women to cease. You'll receive a blessing for the women in your family to be peaceful. Next day, for violence against children to cease. You will receive a blessing for your children and future generations to be living peacefully. Next day, for religious intolerance in the world to cease. You will receive a blessing for your connection with the divine to become strong, or the universe, whatever you want to call it. Next day, for racial discrimination to cease. You will receive a blessing to live with greater respect and acceptance in society. Next day, for cruelty against animals to cease. You will be blessed with greater compassion. Next day, for domestic violence to cease. You will receive a blessing in your family, for your family to be in peace. Next day, for violence in the minds of young people to cease. You will receive a blessing for the young people in your life to flourish and live in peace. The next day is for economic exploitation to cease, and you will receive a blessing to become prosperous in life. And then the final day, we pray and chant and do meditations for all of those together.
That is amazing. So this is year 2, and I'm gathering it's going to be an annual peace festival, and we will continue to spread the word to see how people can be involved and create world peace, because this is exciting times where it really are in a place where we've never been before, with opportunity that we've never had before to make good of use well the platforms that we have available to us. So it's pretty amazing. Jane, I thank you so much for joining us for the show with no name today. Don't go anywhere.
Thank you so much, Adair. Thank you so much. And thanks to everyone who's watching the program. Please join. It's just amazing.
And all right, so I'll drop you out. Don't go anywhere. I'll touch base in a moment. I'll just wind the show up. Okay, this show with no name, actually, it's probably not a bad thing Theone wasn't here, because we generally talk over each other and Jane may not have got a word in edgeways, but it was awesome. Really looking forward to being involved in the World Peace Festival. Again, if you know of anybody, and we all do, let's face it, who would benefit from this information, please make sure they get it. We are live broadcasting through mytimetv.live using a platform called BeLive.tv. And we are broadcasting out through the binge networks to over 50 channels of TV on demand. And if you would like to contact Jane to find out more about it, her email address is above in the body of the post, as well as the website link. So you can go directly there and you can register yourself to be a peace point holder or a peacemaker. I hope I got that terminology right. In the meantime, have a wonderful, blessed week. And Theoni and I will be back next Thursday for the show with no name on mytimetv.live. Bye for now.